Hi guys. So today I decided to do a tag video. I'm going to do the beauty scenario tag. I've got the questions on my phone just in case you're wondering, like, what does she keep looking down for? Yeah, they're here. So let's get into it. First question. So you have to get rid of all of your foundations and you can only keep one high-end and one drugstore. Which one do you keep? Well, already, the one drugstore, I'm sure some of you know, I would keep my CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 because I love this stuff. It's one of my holy grail products anyway, but this is it for me. For the drugstore, now the high-end foundation, as of right now, if I had to choose, I would pick my Chanel Perfection Lumiere. I rediscovered this in my collection probably a month or so ago, and I was like, why am I not using this? And the reason I wasn't using this is because I was so in love with this, I stopped using any of the other foundations, and I was like, you know, instead of buying 15 of the CoverGirl ones, I need to use the foundation that's actually in my collection before it goes bad. So I started using this again, and I could tell a difference. Not that the CoverGirl one is bad, I love it, but there was just a difference in the evenness and the texture of my skin. I loved it. Loved it, still do. Next question. You go for an interview and the lady interviewing you has lipstick on her teeth. Do you approach the subject or ignore it completely? I would, in all honesty, ignore it completely. Just because you never know what someone's sensitivity level is. Like, I've had someone say something to me before. I remember this very vividly. I was trying a new foundation and it was a little bit light. I hadn't blended it the whole way. And someone commented to me like, your foundation's too light and you're taking away from your beauty, and gave me this whole spiel. And it wasn't like I was trying to do anything like huge. I just applied the foundation and didn't blend it enough. And because you know how you can get, if there's a foundation that's maybe a shade or two lighter than your skin tone, you blend it in and you powder it down and you can get away with it. I just didn't have time that morning. I was running late and it was a whole big story. And I wasn't like offended. I was more like embarrassed. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't mad at them or anything because they thought they were doing something for me that, you know, alerting me to this fact. Like, that person wasn't trying to be rude or anything to me, and I didn't take it like that. I think I was just embarrassed. So I was kind of like all like pity partying for myself for the rest of the day. But I wouldn't say anything because I don't know if she's a sensitive person and she's going to take it the wrong way regardless of how we're vibing. Like, a lot of girls that did this tag said, well, if we're vibing and I feel that we have a connection, then I would tell her. In the real world, I wouldn't tell her. Like, maybe they really would. I wouldn't. You're not feeling yourself and you need a pick-me-up. What pick-me-up lipstick would you go for? Basically, I'm like, blah, 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 with the questions. But I would go for Ruby Woo by MAC. I love that color. It's bright, it's red, and it's matte. So it's one of those red shades that I can apply and not feel that I have to constantly be looking in the mirror to make sure it's not bleeding out of my lip line and, like, you know what I mean? But that's the color, red. You all know my love for red lipstick. You ask your hairdresser for a shoulder length pixie lot haircut, but they hear wrong and give you a pixie haircut. Do you A, smile, say thank you, leave, call your mom and cry hysterical, B, cry in the chair and things get awkward, or C, complain to the manager and demand a refund? A little bit of backstory. I've always been outspoken when it came to like my friends and even my family, but whenever it came to calling somebody on something that they did incorrectly, especially if it was their job, I never wanted to do it, even if it meant that I was left in the cold or I didn't get what I wanted and I still paid for something. It wasn't until I had kids that I realized if I don't stand up for myself and in essence for my family, nobody's going to when I feel that we've been wronged or what have you. Having said that, I don't think I would do any of those things. Quite honestly, I think that I would complain to her and say, okay, what's done is done. Show me how to wear this. Show me how to style it. Show me how to do it in a way that it's actually going to frame my face and look nice. If I complain to a manager, it's because the person that caused the issue refused to help me. I don't like going to managers or being like, I need to speak to your manager. No, like if I'm dealing with someone and they can do something to help me, even if they've made a mistake, I'd rather deal with them one-on-one than try to go above them and get all, like, no. I'm going to deal with her or him and say, just show me how to fix it. Like, you didn't hear me wrong. Maybe I didn't explain it correctly. Just help me. That would be my answer. Your friend surprises you with a 4-day city break and you have 1 hour to pack. Which do-it-all palette do you pack in your makeup bag? My do-it-all palette would be my Lorac Pro To Go. Simply because it has shimmer shades, matte shades, highlights, and then in the back section I have 2 blushes and a bronzer. Number 7. Your house has been robbed. Don't worry, everyone is safe. But your beauty stash has been raided. What's the product you really hope is safe? I would hope that my palettes were safe. I don't know if I can group them all together like that, but I just feel like palettes are such an investment, and I can't pick one palette. Maybe my Lorac Pro palette, because I love that palette and I would use it every single day if I could. But I would probably say, if I could say like one group of makeup out of like foundations or lipsticks or whatever, it would be my palettes, because I spent more on that than I think anything else in my collection. Number 8. Your friend borrows your makeup and returns it in awful condition. Do you A, just pretend you haven't noticed, B, ask them to repurchase it, or C, secretly do the same to something of theirs? I would do A, just pretend I didn't notice. It's makeup. The few friends that I have are so close to my heart. They're like my family. I wouldn't, first of all, they wouldn't destroy my makeup and not immediately let me know or offer to replace it. But if they did and they gave it back to me, I wouldn't say anything. I'd be upset, but I wouldn't say anything just because my friendship with that person would be 1,000 times greater than any amount of money I would have paid for any makeup, regardless of what it is, even my palettes. So that's it. There were just 8 questions, and it sounded like a fun tag. I thought that's something I could do. And that's it. I thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.